What is up, y'all? I hope you are having the best day of your life. And if you're here right now, you're probably here to look at the 3 day workout split. And the beautiful part about this is I'm going to break it down for you so you fully understand what needs to be done, how to do it, why it's beneficial, and all things included. And the reason why you're here is probably to lose that weight or tone up or feel better about your body or get stronger or whatever it might be. Hopefully, we can achieve that through this video or at least the start of that. The reason why you're probably stuck right now is you've been watching TikToks or Instagrams or YouTube, trying to piece together workouts, trying to guess. Everybody has a different opinion on what's right, what's wrong. And it can be really tough to navigate. And then maybe you're creating a method that's not sustainable for yourself. Maybe you're working out, 7 days a week, and that's just not sustainable. You can't do that long term. Or you go really hard for a week and then you fall off for a week and you start, stop, so on and so forth. So all the common problems that we face in the fitness, hopefully we can help solve some of that here today, because the reality is you don't need to work out 7 days a week, and you definitely don't need to work out 2 hours a day. Almost everybody in my program is working out 3 to 4 days a week, anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And that's all it takes. Most people, when they hear that, they're shocked. They're kind of like, wow, I don't have to work out, 5 days a week, 2 hours a day. Absolutely not. Not to see results, not to be happy, not to get what you're looking for. So to go over our 3 day split, as I said, we're looking at 3 days a week, 30 minutes per workout. And what I wanted to do with this workout specifically was I wanted to give a workout that you could do at home, at the gym, no matter what gym, right? So in my program, when you come in, what you get is you send us a picture of the equipment you have, the resources you have, what you have access to. And then we use that to formulate a program to that. So if you're not quite comfortable being in a gym or you don't have access to go to a gym, we can get you a workout fully at home. If you have some stuff at home or it's just body weight or whatever we got to do, we can make it work. So I wanted to create this one specifically towards stuff you can do with body weight. Don't necessarily need to be in a gym, but if you are, it's helpful, right? So your day one overall is going to be strength and metabolic circuit. Okay, so it's a little tougher, but it's great to boost your metabolism. It's great to tone muscle, and it's great to start that sustainable workout method. So the first thing on that is going to be goblet squats. Okay, now this is one you're going to want to keep your chest high. You're going to want to hold the dumbbell up here, and you're going to squat. Go back down. If you want to, if you're kind of experienced in working out, or you understand a little bit, or you feel like you don't have a heavy enough weight, or it's too easy, we can go slow on that eccentric, which is that downward motion of that goblet squat, which is going to make it a little tougher. Slow down, fast up, slow down, fast up. You're going to do 3 sets of 12 reps with that, with whatever weight you have available. Push-ups, pretty self-standard exercise. You can add an incline if you want to make it a little bit more difficult. Again, any of these exercises, if you're looking at them, they're kind of a little easier. You don't have a heavy enough weight. Slow down that eccentric, tempo that, right? To where you're going 3 seconds down, 1 second up, 1 second hold, okay? 3 seconds down, and it's going to help, boost that metabolism, make it a little tougher, and burn some more calories. Followed by that, you're going to do dumbbell bent over rows for 3 sets of 12 reps. Now with this, you want to make sure you have that straight back. We're not rounding our back. We're not bowed over. A nice standard back. And we call it back hip, back pocket. So when you're pulling that weight or the body weight or the band, you're pulling that to your back pocket. Imagine you had jeans on and you were pulling to put your hand inside of your back pocket. A lot of people, they'll pull too high or they'll kind of make it more of a curl. It's not a curl. We want to activate that back. So reaching to that back pocket is great. And then, as I said, adjust the weight. If you want to make it tougher on yourself, slow down that motion of lowering the dumbbells. It's called the eccentric. Glute bridges, 3 sets of 15. Great exercise for your posterior chain. It's excellent for you. Again, this is one that if you want to make it difficult, throw a 2 second hold at the top and you're definitely going to feel the burn. Nice tight core. Don't be loose, sloppy, and be like real stiff and flex that core muscle, flex those glutes, and you're going to see results that way. And then finishing up with some jumping jacks, which are real simple. Everybody knows how to do them. 3 by 30 seconds. Now, the important part about anything that's time-based is we need to put a pace to it, right? We can't afford to do, 3 jumping jacks in 30 seconds, for example. So really push yourself and try and get an amount of jumping jacks that you're sufficient and comfortable with. That's like, hey, that was a pretty high pace. Wasn't overdoing it, but it was a good, sweat, good burn. And then you're going to finish up with some planks and mountain climbers. Not necessarily the easiest thing to do, but absolutely phenomenal for caloric burn and metabolic, rate, and just helping speed up that process the best we can naturally, right? And really burning calories, just stimulating that weight loss journey or that toning journey or that strength building journey to the best we can naturally, right? And then we're going to go to day 2, which is core and cardio quickie. The goal is to burn fat, build core strength, and kind of overall get your body toned up for that. So the first thing we're going to do is high knees. Pretty simple. Again, anything that's timed, we want to set a standard to that. Like we can't do five high knees in 30 seconds. We need to really push that pace and try and get as many done as we can. Keep the knees high. Don't let them fall as you get tired, you get fatigued. Those knees kind of start getting lower and lower. Try to keep them high, nice and quick. Okay, then we're going to go to Russian twists, 3 by 20, 10 on each side. Control the weight. We're not swinging. We're not like overly being sloppy. We're controlling that weight. Nice flex core, tight core, and we're activating that muscle group as we do it. If you feel like it's easy, again, hold it for a second and then go over and then hold it for a second. If you need to challenge yourself or you don't have a high enough weight. Plank shoulder taps. This is going to be from a high plank, almost like a push-up position. And you're just going to go like this, 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 and you're going to tighten that core, that whole process. I want you to have that core tight, that body tight, the lats tight. Just have yourself ready to hold yourself. And then like this. And again, 20 taps. 20 taps. And if you feel like 20 is too easy, do 30. If you feel like maybe that's too easy, then maybe we got to slow it down, or we got to make a little bit more difficult, add a plate on your back or a medicine ball or whatever we got to do to make it difficult. But really, really focus on engaging that core. Body weight lunges, they're a killer, but they're great for you. 3 sets of 12 reps. Again, if you need to make it more difficult because you don't have dumbbells to hold or a med ball to hold, slow down the pace. We're not trying to speed through these. We want muscle activation and time under tension because that time under tension is where our muscles are going to do the most growing and it's going to stimulate the most. And then we're going to do some squat pulses, 3 sets of 15, which again is we'll consider this like a body weight squat is what we'll call this. And what you're going to do is you're going to go up, down, and that's what I'm going to refer to as squat pulses in this scenario and case. And then for your finisher is going to be 2 rounds of 20-second burpees, a 10-second rest in between. This is not going to be the easiest thing you do in the day, but it's going to be great to stimulate that caloric burn, right? That losing that weight, toning up those muscles, getting some strength, getting some endurance, and just being happy in your body. These are great exercises for that. And then your day 3 is your upper body and low impact HIIT. This is going to be great to sculpt your arms. This is going to be great to elevate your heart rate. And overall, just a good stimulant for your body to produce that type of growth. We're starting out with dumbbell shoulder press, 8 sets of 12 reps, nice, slow and controlled pace. And when you're going up, really flex those shoulders, use it. Try to keep your arms steady. You don't want them wobbling. You don't want them way out in front of you or way out behind you. Try to keep them parallel in a T almost. Press up and go down. Resistance band rows. Hopefully you have a band at home or a dumbbell or something. And again, it's the same thing where you're doing that row. Make sure your back is straight. You're not hunched over. You're not bowing your back. It's not sloppy, and you're really pulling with a nice controlled pace and activating the muscle group that you want to activate. So if we're going for lats or back or whatever, this is not a curl. We're not curling that band up. We're really pulling in with that back. If you're going for that back, that inner back work, try and envision touching your elbows or touching your shoulder blades behind your back. That's what you want to pull and try and touch those behind your back. Wall sit, again, not the easiest thing, but an amazing thing. Make sure you have that 90-degree angle, be planted with a tight core, and do it for 45 seconds. Stand up. If that's too easy, add a weight. Make sure you're at that 90 degrees and keep your legs, 90, not way slanted out to where you're like leaning against the wall. Sit low and sit tight. And then you got your chair dips, standard dips, get on the edge, do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, marching in place, similar, it's a time thing. So we want to push that pace and try to get as much done as we can. And then we're going to finish up with 2 rounds of 10 push-ups and 20 squats. So a little bit of a full body thing and kind of get a good finisher. My tip is stack your workouts around your shifts. Even if you're exhausted, commit to starting. This guide is a nurse-proof design. We are going to do our best to be realistic with your life and be sustainable. If at any point throughout this video you feel like, hey, I really wanted to dive deeper into that, or get a little bit more invested, or I want to investigate more, just head back to the DM on Instagram. Shoot me a message to be like, hey, I'd actually like to dive into this a little bit more now that I see what it looks like, et cetera, et cetera. So that is the 3-day split. This is what I call nurse proof because it's only 3 days. It's only 30 to 45 minutes. We can work around the equipment you have. We can work around your shifts. We can work around your fatigue, and all types of things like that. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys crush it. I know you're going to crush it, especially if you took the time to watch this video and invest into yourself, and take the time out of today to try and better yourself. No matter what your goals are, we can make it happen. I'm stoked to have it here. I'm stoked to be able to help in any way I can. And, all I can say is go crush it, start this journey. Let me know, reach out to me, comment, shoot me a DM like, hey, I did your 3-day split. I love it. And that's all I got for you guys. Keep crushing it. I appreciate you. Let's get after it.